Welcome to Fallawsophy. I'm your host, Jennifer Fallaw-Doering, and today we've got all kinds of things to talk about. I woke up this morning not knowing what to talk about, and then I thought about, well, I should have some thoughts over coffee. And then I said, well, I have no thoughts over coffee, and now I have too many thoughts over coffee. so, um, first, I want to welcome everybody. Hello, I see everybody's here in the chat this morning. Just reading some of the. So I put it up as an Ask Me Anything. We are going to get to that. But I do have some thoughts over coffee. Got some things to say. But we're going to review some of the Gentel from yesterday that I got for Real News Live on Rumble with Mike Barra. I do that show. If you haven't tuned into that show, it is on. You can find it on Rumble every Monday and Wednesday at 10:05 Pacific, 1:05 Eastern. Let's see if I can get this turned off here. All right. Okay. So yesterday, let me get that pulled up here. Okay. So the Gentel for yesterday, 3/11/24, was about, let's produce the show correctly. There we go. Gentel. There were stories circulating from well-known people that the RV will have to wait until after the election in November. Is that true? I asked Archangel Gabriel. He said no decision was made to hold off the RV until November. That info may be for funding of projects to proceed with medbeds. So somebody involved with that and who has a large spiritual group came out to those people in the spiritual group, and I had a couple people who came to me upset about it, and then more later that, oh my God, so and so says that nothing's happening until Trump comes back in November, and they're just going to do it the old-fashioned way, and he's going to have the election and all this stuff. Really? So what happens if we get the same deal that happened in 2020? What's the story then? You see? So that information may have been given to that individual on a need-to-know basis. Okay, this is, wanting to proceed. They check in with their sources concerning a certain topic, and that's the information they received. Okay? It may not, nobody knows everything about everything. Okay? And the reason for that is that the new Trump administration may make it easier for medbeds and humanitarian projects to proceed. Think about all the regulations. Think about all the roadblocks you have in doing anything that would actually heal somebody or help somebody, or putting out medications or new cures and things like that. Makes sense to me. I always saw the med beds coming out late 24 into 25. Well, not always, but like recently. This is a fluid plan. It moves and it changes, and but the goal to capture the flag is the same. And in order to proceed with all those wonderful things that we're going to do for humanity, we got to take their money, got to take their power. Now, there was talk about, there's rate talk is for in-country Iraq street rate. The 76 cents that we've heard going around, that was for in-country street rate. The back screen rates will be 4 to 5 times higher than the street rate when it's posted. Once the street rate is posted, the RV begins. Notifications to call will come within 7 to 11 days. So I don't know if we have a 7 to 11 day window. I always saw that more like, close to that, 10 to 10 days to 2 weeks. Or does it post and we sit and wait for a little bit? And so what I got yesterday is that they're watching all these screens moving, all these numbers moving till it gets to a sweet spot where it stabilizes, and they said, okay, that's strong enough, we can do it now. Do it now. And then it was, me in my life, I'm always constantly asking why. That's why algebra, it's like I was like a genius in some subjects, and other subjects I'm just like sitting in the back there, I'm like, why? Why? Will anybody tell me why? And maybe if I understand why, then I could do it. Then I wouldn't have this roadblock that I hit. This is stupid. This is stupid. Why? Well, everybody always wants to know when. Maybe if we understood more about why, we could handle the wait. Why are we waiting on Iraq, of all places, for the rest of the world to start this thing? Because the posting of the street rate of the IQD lowers or devalues the dollar. That is why it triggers the other country's rate changes. It happens automatically. So when I see that, I see all these ties back to, I believe it's the US. These little lines from all these currencies tied to the US dollar. And why Iraq is the one that is going to kick it off, that I don't really know. But it would help to know if anybody knows that. But it happens automatically, and those currencies rise. It devalues the dollar more and more and more, and forces the U.S. to go to gold. Okay, they don't want to do that because between England and the U.S. or the U.K., whatever you want to call it, they basically took control over the money, the banks. So right now we're waiting for that street rate to post to the Forex, and there's a lot of word out there that it has. And so if you have confirmation on that, let's get that in the comments. Here we go. Scott. Iraq is important, however, the Zim is most valuable currency you can own. Yeah. But there's something about the dinar, whether they're just decided, okay, we're going to kick this thing off, and the relations between, and all these places that we hold currency with, and the relationship between the United States and their dollar. And that is why when one goes, the rest go. It was explained to me as it's an automatic thing. So it's not like we're like waiting on certain people to say, I don't really want to do that. Maybe we'll wait. Maybe we'll just let Iraq go by itself. And that's why people have been saying, well, will Iraq go by itself? Initially, it will be the first for this, redemption exchange. But then it triggers all the others. So we're still looking for a rate. We're going to let that. I haven't got anything new on that. If anybody's got anything new on that, go ahead and post it on the screen, and we will share it with everyone, with the class. Other than that, Let's see if we got anything back from anybody. Yeah, and it has something to do with this. That all countries should value, I think, because the UK and the US destroyed their countries. Well, it's more than just payback. There's something, there's a lot more to it. What? Okay, so is that. Okay, so that, I think the way that works is US dollar or Iraqi dinar is 2.88. So that would be. This is where I get confused with the slash there. So, like, is that $2.88 per Iraqi dinar? Because if that posted, where'd you see that? Tell me where you saw that. Because that would be cool. That would be a good day. And you probably won't see Mike Barra for a while. If that is the case, he'll run right out. All right, what do we got? Chicago Board Operations Exchange. Huh. Okay, Dale. So does that mean we get for every. People are texting me. So, does that mean for every dinar we get $2.88? Because that would be a Gentile confirm, wouldn't it? Because we said we were looking for a rate to post between the 11th and I think the 15th, approximately. Good enough. Comes in the 16. I'm going to call that a win. Okay. I'll take it. Well, wait a minute. Did we do that? Yes, we did. Okay, everybody's just talking amongst themselves over here. Yeah. Now, what I originally got about the ZAM, and I'm not under any NDA, I haven't done anything, it's sitting in the drawer. Okay. Nobody knows what I got sitting in the drawer. But I originally got for the ZAM. Now, a little bit later, I did see some higher rates. Okay. I did see a change in that, but I originally got that they will pay you out the face value when you're at your redemption because you cannot hand them your currencies, your bonds, your things without receiving something for them. Okay, they can't say, you know what, we'll give you a call and maybe one day we'll tell you what you get. They can't do that. Okay, so what I got was that they would pay out around 11 million a piece for those originally. And I got that for someone who's not doing humanitarian project. Okay, but I feel what I got was that they pay out the face value at the time. They said, okay, this is yours. All right, now you're putting in for your humanitarian project. We will notify you if your project is approved, and then we will tell you how much you get for that project at that point in time. Then we'll set you up with a manager, and your project will go through phases, and it will be funded at certain phases. Later on, somebody in a reading asked me to look on a screen at their redemption appointment. Now, don't come and everybody asked me to do that because that was hard. I didn't want. It's really hard to read things in meditation or in a projection of consciousness like that. So, I saw 33 million. I did. Was that influenced by what everybody's been saying? It could have been. There's always that possibility. As hard as I try. Either way, it's good. All right. And that would be basically, so if you're not putting in for a humanitarian project, you would just get a certain rate, face value for that, and be done. Like me, I'm not putting in for a humanitarian project because the whole idea of me having money is for me to do this stuff without worrying about the money, without worrying about how to charge for it. We're gonna have to pay the bills, and oh my god, we got to have 2 months in reserve or a month in reserve just in case everything goes to crap. Just to be free and to not have the worry of that. And then if the furnace breaks, you don't break out the space heaters like we did this winter. You just pay the 25 grand and just do it. Just like, oh, there's that thing, this brand new furnace, great. You know, and that's what most people want. Want to buy their kids houses so that they know, okay, here's a house, here's a vehicle that's not breaking down. Go and live your life. Go and make something of yourself. You know, um, that's what most people want. We don't want to worry anymore. Um, you get to a certain age, like me, and I just look around the house and I'm like, if I have to go, another year, I would really like some more counter space. After all these years, I really would, and some actual cabinets. I don't know what man, is you know, creating these kitchens, but everyone I walk into was not planned out by a woman. Okay. I know that sounds old fashioned, but it is what it is. I don't care. You know, there should be walk in pantries everywhere with lots of shelving. That's all I really want to say. And lots of counter space. If you really want to make your woman happy, give her lots of counter space. All right. And that's probably what I would do. I'd probably get a couple pretty places to live in with a nice view where I can sit and have more thoughts over coffee. And plenty of storage space, and everything works and isn't, breaking or destroyed by children over the years. Um, and I'd be good to see my children thriving and happy. And when I have the opportunity and I see somebody that I could give to make their life more peaceful, I'll do that. Like my favorite plan is just to be like the invisible angel, like because when I was raising the kids, I was on a very strict budget. I did as much as I could to supplement that budget and handle the house and the kids and the schedules and everything all by myself. But if somebody during the Christmas season, I'm at Walmart, I'm a chick. You see things out of place at Walmart on the wrong shelf? That was me. Yeah, because what I'll do is I'll put stuff in the cart, and it's just like I'm thinking about it, and then I get to the register. I'm like, yeah, probably don't need that. Probably don't need that. Probably don't need that. I put stuff back. I'm like, well, I'll give some people something to do. Put that stuff away. Yes, I do ditch the cart in the parking lot as well. But if somebody had come up to me at that time and said, "Oh, I got a little bit left on this card. Do you want it? This gift card?" "Oh yeah, sure, thanks." And I get up there and it's like $1,000. How awesome is that? I want to do that. I want to go around. I want to like send the kids around to do that. Like, no, don't give it to your friends. Just go find the most miserable person in the store and say, "Oh, hey, I got a little bit left on this one. You want it?" And they get up there and it's got like $1,000 on. I'd put 5 on it if it was possible. That'd be totally cool. Anyway, this is what people want mostly. There's the people who have big dreams and they want to accomplish certain things. They want to give to certain groups. They want to fix certain problems, and that's great. And they put in for humanitarian projects. But for me, I'm doing mine. I'm bringing people back closer to God. That's the whole deal. Let's cope during it. Let's get closer to God and let's function as a soul. Let's create not just digital warriors, but a giant army of badass souls. That'd be totally cool. That's my goal. That's what I'm doing. And I don't really need a whole lot of money to do that. Of course, I would like a lot of money to, you know. I have been poor and I have been rich. Rich is better. Rich is better. Um, because at least you get rid of all the can'ts. Well, I'd really like to do this, and this would be a wonderful thing, and I'd really like to make that person happy, and I'd like to do this and that, but I can't really do that. Maybe someday. I'm tired of the maybe someday. Let's just do it now. So I'm starting now, within my means. But I would like you all to start now. And this leads into our thoughts over coffee. Okay. So for a while now, a couple of years, I've been teaching psychic development. It's really not the best name for it, but people identify with that. That's what they're looking for. What it is an awakening. It's a private course with me. And over time, we go through different areas of your life and teach you how to do different things. It's really just reminding you of how to function as a soul, how to live a better life, how to be more connected, how to receive your own answers, how to receive your own healing, how to see, to become more high vibrational. High vibrational does not include ego. Now, everybody's got a little bit of ego. You have to have enough confidence to survive. But the extremes of emotions is what we don't want. So a high vibration, somebody who comes and says, I'm so high vibrational, and you're not, and I'm better than you, is not high vibrational. It's just like cancels the whole thing out, doesn't it? What I want to talk about today and what I want to teach all of you today is in these courses that I teach, one of the first things that I teach is psychic protection. Now, we're going into Easter. So up until that time, I'm going to talk about a whole lot of things to help us get through that family gathering. Okay? Because it's been a long road. And it's been rough. And most families have been broken. People have gotten divorced because of what we believe and they believe and the divide between that. And the polar opposites. And sometimes some people will just lash out at you, especially if you're shining. Okay? Because if these people have attachments, and what I call attachments, I don't give any glory or any power to the dark side. It would be the in-spirit minions who cannot be in this dimension without a host. And that's the whole story. And that's what happened to humanity, right? Is much more common than you think. It's like the little story, little devil on your shoulder, little angel on your shoulder. Okay? Now, some people have attachments, very common spiritual parasite. They just pull in life force energy out of this individual. They got to dwindle them down to a certain level, keep them depressed or angry or surface level. They have to, just so that entity can continue to pull energy from that one. If they dwindle that host down too far, they'll send out cords to everybody around them. Okay? Now, you're at family gathering, you've put it, let's say if it was me. Now, this is what this looks like in my house. Because I cannot help myself. Okay? There's clean and there's company clean. All right? There is food and then there's holiday food. And I usually cook for like 150 people when like 10 are coming over. And I can't stop myself. But so I will work my ass off and run myself into the ground for like a week for a family dinner. because I have very judgmental family, and if they should all come over, I know, which they probably won't this year. A couple of years it's been like that because of the same thing that everybody else is going through. And by the time the holiday gets there, I'm just about at crash stage, and I put it on, and I smile, and we all get together, and then people come in, okay, and I'm just thinking, if anybody says one thing to me, they're gonna get it. I mean, I'm gonna just, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna sabotage this beautiful event that I have created for the family. And it happens, isn't it? So I come in, I'm nope, nope. I have worked so hard to have a lovely day. We're all going to have a nice day, and we're all going to get along, and everything's going to be wonderful, isn't it? And so then, and I come in, and so people come in, and they have attachments. I'm not just saying that's the reason, but it happens. Okay, they're going to see you shining, and they're not even going to know why it's coming out of their mouth. They're going to say it. They're going to attack you some way. You know, passive aggressive, whatever, they'll say it. It's like my sister used to do. Like I'm always trying to lose weight, constantly trying. I go up and down, up and down. You guys seen it? Um, what my sister used to do, she'd walk in the house and hi, and everybody hugs and everybody laughs and everybody blah blah blah. And she comes and she'll like touch my stomach and like jiggle it. And I'm like, you know what? If I was smart, I'd put on like a girdle or something so it wouldn't move at all if she came in. But so she just wants to make sure that I'm fatter than she is. And it's like it's like, why? Don't do that. I've invited, and then she'll run around the house to every room to see if anything's out of place so that she can talk about me later when they all go home. They all live up on the mountain, have houses and stuff. And my brother and I are down in town, you know. Um, so if that happens to you, I'm going to teach you something today. Now, the first time that I knew I could do this, I didn't know what I was doing. I was in meditation when a long time ago, I was widowed with two small children, 4-bedroom house, big yard, everything. Would not ask for help, did everything myself. It was constant all day long. And, that's how I like it. It's really never changed, but just different chores. Okay. So, so somebody suggested I meditate. They said, well, you should meditate for stress. I'm like, do you realize how loud it is in my house? I mean, when am I supposed to do that? What a waste of time. Like, what? Like, how do you do that? And so he, at the time, he had this hemisync technology and wanted me to do that. And so, I tried, I'm like, yeah, I really like, I don't really like to color within the lines. I like to create my own picture. So I'll just try it myself. And then I sat on the bed one time. So I do it when everybody go to bed. I sat on the bed and I closed my eyes and I'm just waiting for the blackness that for some reason, I thought I was going to see something. And it was interesting that I thought that. And so I sat on the bed and I closed my eyes. I'm like, all right, we're meditating now. Let's relax the body and do all this stuff. And then I was like, and then all of a sudden the black that I see when I closed my eyes turned to like purple and green and started swirling. And then it started speeding up. And then I'd pull out and I'd wait. I'd open my eyes. I'm like, because my thought was, I'm going to see something that I don't know if I'm ready to see. Like, what's going to happen? It scared me. So I was thinking, okay. Let's just have a lovely daydream, okay? Let's just go to a peaceful place and sit there and be at peace with no kids screaming and running around and fighting or whatever. Just my own time to be peaceful. So I used to have these dreams. Like throughout my life, there was this tree, and it was such a peaceful place. And I would, as a kid, I would go and I'd climb in this tree, and there were other people I knew there that I didn't know in this life. And it was just, I remember for some reason at that moment in time, I remembered that tree. And I'm like, I think I'll go to my tree. I'm like, you know what? And then there was a thought that, well, I need to go to a safe place. Why? Why did I know that? Sometimes we just know things and we don't know why. So I was like, okay, God, because very connected to God through that whole time in my life with the kids and everything, constantly talking to them, not obsessively, but okay, that one's sick and I are they going to make it, and praying all the time, pray for our safety, and the weed eater breaks. And I'm like, okay, that fell off. I don't know how to fix anything like this. What do we got? God help me figure this out. We got craft wire and duct tape. Let's rig it. Gotta tell you, it worked. But that was just because I was talking to God in my head. Okay, help me know how to do this. So that was going on for a long time. And so I went to the tree and I said, okay, God, I'm going to go sit under this tree. I would like for it to be in heaven because I think somehow I knew I was going somewhere. I would like for it to be in heaven. And please protect me and don't let any bad guys in. And I'm just going to go sit and be at peace. And that's how it started. And I thought the whole thing was just a lovely, well, look how creative I am. Like this is awesome. And, one day Jesus walked up. And one day, Archangel Michael walked up and Archangel Gabriel walked up. And then I was walk around the fields there and talk to them about my life and ask questions. And I thought, oh, this is just I'm so creative. What a wonderful fantasy. And it was just very helpful and very peaceful and all that. Then one day, I'm sitting under my tree. And Archangel Gabriel walks up to me and he says, why do you sit under this tree? Why don't you go up to the house? I'm like, there's a house? Like, where's the? I have a house? Is it my house? And so I look up on the hill there, and there was this thatched roof, white walled, one room cottage. And over time, I think I understand now that that was all I was ready to perceive was that one room. And it was like a bedroom. So I walk in and I'm just very cautious. Didn't know why. So I walk in there and I see a fireplace that's lit. Really cool, by the way. The fire didn't look yellow and red. It looked white and blue. And I'm like, it's odd. And there were 2 chairs in front of the fireplace. And there was a bed. So Gabriel goes and sits on the side. He knew what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen. He sits down and he's all in his like armor with the slat skirt kind of thing. It's not a skirt, but I call it a skirt. He laughs. Sits on the bed. I'm standing in front of the fireplace, just looking around. And I look at him, and he's sitting on the bed, and leans over on his knees, and he stares at me. Basically, is she ready for this? What is she going to do with it? And I look at him, and I'm thinking, why is there a bed? I don't need to sleep in heaven. Why is there a bed? I'm being deceived. So out of nowhere, I don't even know why I did this. I put my arms out to the side and I brought them into the center. I don't want to do it right now because I don't want my camera to freak out. Clapped my hands, pulled them back out straight, and just this light came out of me, and what I call blasting, and I blasted the crap out of him. Blew his hair back and everything. And in that moment, I knew that if I could do that to him and it didn't affect him at all, then he was divine. He was of the vibration of that light that I sent to him. that I hit him with. And then, then I'm like, I didn't like, I was like, it was the weirdest thing because I was shocked that I had done that. I'm like, what the hell was that? But then again, I knew what that was. It's like I knew what I was doing, but I didn't. And then I looked at him like, was that okay? You know, like, and he goes, see, it's me. I said, okay. I said, why is there a bed? He says, humans like to have familiar surroundings here too. So I'm like, okay. Okay. What I did there is called blasting. It is how a soul protects itself. As we are all separations of self of God. Whether you've chose to turn away from God and experience the misery of that, whether you have embraced love or whatever it is, or somewhere in the middle, nothing exists outside the body of God. And Jesus, we are pieces of him. There is a big piece in the middle of the bullseye to hold the thought of creation, to hold everything in place, but we are all made of the same substance. That is the light of creation. And as a separation of self of God, right now we're like a separate, you got your true self, which is separation of self of God, and then we're all over the place in different slivers of that. And depending on what vibrational frequency dimension you're in, you will receive a certain amount of that light flowing through you, and it's the energy of creation. Okay, so as a piece of God, he made in the image and likeness. It's not your physical image and likeness, it's your soul, and that soul has the ability to create and everything else, to choose, but also to protect itself. And you, as a piece of that light, are pulling a certain amount into you at all times. They have measured it. They've called it life force energy. They have taken measurements of people who are well, who people are just about to die, and they have seen that this amount of life force energy in them dwindles down, dwindles down, dwindles down, and it goes out. And the rest of whatever's left kind of pops out. So, as a piece of God, you can protect yourself, and I'm going to tell you how to do it. Very simple. It's important to know that it is a natural instinct to do so. And what I did with Gabriel in that room was a natural instinct. I was in that. I thought it was all a fantasy. It wasn't. I found out later it wasn't. I had projected my consciousness to the 6th level of heaven, and I was walking around with Archangel Gabriel, and I was remembering certain things, and I didn't understand why. Well, over the years, this is how I protect myself. It's called blasting. It's pulling more of that God's energy into yourself, the light, and within that light it is the element that houses all others. Okay? Over the years, I have seen the angels do it. I've done it. Even when they go into houses to cleanse them of bad guys and infestations of these parasites that we call attachments and minions and all that stuff. Nothing's ever destroyed. It's just sent back to the dimension that matches its vibrational level. So, if you blast someone who's being terribly negative, anything that is influencing them to do so is interfering with their free will. They may have plenty of emotions and ideas about why they're mad at you or they don't like you or whatever, but most of that is revved up by the attachment standing a few feet away from them, influencing them to act out and to attack you. And sometimes the brighter that you shine, the higher your vibration is. No matter what you do, they won't like you. So it is a natural instinct as a piece of God to pull more energy in and push it out when needed. And what I have seen in the house cleanses, when we walk in, I walk in, Jesus, bunch of angels, archangels. There's an initial blast. The blast is coming from me. And everything that is little minions running around, anything is stunned. That stuns them like a bug zapper. Okay? And they fall to the floor, and then we do the house cleanse. I'm not going to teach you how to do that. It's dangerous. And if you don't already, it's not one of your, desires to do so, or if it takes a certain individual to do this. But you, as a piece of God, absolutely have the ability to pull that light in, to cleanse away the negative energy, to heal yourself, because it is the light of creation. And when you pull that light in, you tell it what to do. When you encounter danger, now, somebody running at you physically, probably not going to help with that. But when we all feel it, okay? You can feel it coming. Somebody walked in the room, oh, great, dark cloud. Somebody's sitting next to you somewhere, and you just feel it. You can feel that negative energy, and you're like, great. So there's a few things that I teach first and foremost, I teach them right in the very beginning, my psychic development students. Because you want to know how to do this if you're going to meditate, if you're going to project your consciousness, if you're going to go to the bank, if you're going to go to Walmart, if you're going to have a family gathering. Because what that'll do is if somebody's got attachments, and those attachments are telling that host, let's keep attacking her. We really hate her. She thinks this about you, and she thinks that about you, and blah, 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 blah. And all these thoughts in your mind that just keep going. Those are suggestions from a lower vibrational entity. And I've taught you how to picture a shadow figure standing. That's why I said a shadow figure standing a few feet away. And they throw you a big red ball. And that would be the comment. That would be the suggestion. Hey, you want to fight with me? Hey, you want to feel miserable today? We'd really like to dwindle your vibration down and attach to you as well. And we don't do that. Yes, we are protected. Yes, you need to pray for everything. Because what are we doing when we pray for that protection and that guidance, everything up? Tiny little sliver of God that we are, pairing up with the big bullseye, the big piece of God. We pair up for stronger creation. Now you pray to Jesus, big piece, okay? So God is the unmoved mover. He cannot move from being the bullseye. He has to have a big piece to move around in, okay? And that's Jesus. So if you pray to Jesus, huge piece, and your little sliver, and then that pairs up with God, and that's when you get miracles. That's when you see it in your life. Okay, so we are a vehicle. We can pull it in. We can push it out. Basic idea of psychic protection. Pull it in, push it out. So, blasting. And some of my students, some of my longtime clients, they'll text me all the time. Hey, can you blast me? Hey, can you blast me? I'm feeling really, hey, can you blast me? I'm blasting people all the time. So let's say you're sitting at the family table. This is usually when I do it. We're all sitting around dinner. And there's always one person is sitting over there brooding about something, or they had a bad day, or whatever. And it might be, like early 20s female most of the time. But, or the husband, either way. And I can sit there and be in a conversation, pause for a second, look down at my food, and nobody has any idea that I just blasted the hell out of them. And then slowly, it's fun because slowly, after a little while, they start to calm down. And then you notice this person like engaging in the conversations and laughing again and doing all this stuff. And I'm just like, thank you, God. You know, but what you're doing is you are blasting away the influence. You are filling them with high vibrational energy. You are getting them back to the right frame of mind. It is not control, it is assistance. Because something is influencing them to keep it going, to keep the negative thought going. So this is how you do it. What time we got? Oh, crap. All right. Wait a minute. I'm going to tell you. Don't worry. But I have to get to questions. All right. We got a half hour. Okay. So this is how you do it. Doesn't matter where you are. You feel it approaching. You go to a movie and you're just like, I get a pain in the side of my head. That's another sign that somebody's got attachments. You get like a pain in the side of your head all of a sudden. Or you start to feel sick, or you just start to feel negative, and you can feel that it's kind of coming from over here. So what you want to do, let's say you're sitting in the movies, if anybody goes anymore, or work, whatever, conference table, and you can just feel it, or somebody's dagger eyeing you. Just pause. God, send me your light, is what you say. God, send me your light. And I want you to picture this light coming down like a beam. Now it's very bright, but it's kind of iridescent, and it moves. It's sparkly a little bit. So have it come down to the top of your head. It's going to hit you right in the middle, and it's going to fill you up till bursting. Okay. Then in your mind, do not do this physically. Okay, people think you're crazy. All right, it's all in your mind. Nobody has any idea you're doing it. In your mind, you can put your hand up. Your hand like this. I started out that way. Well, I started with the clap and that. That was weird. But you can put your hand up, and I want you to just blast this individual with a fire hose, massive blast of light. And when you do that, I want you to either say, Jesus, take it away. Because sometimes things detach from people when you do that, okay? And you don't want it running around the room attaching to somebody else. So you blast the hell out of them, and you say, Jesus, take it away. Or you say, Archangel Michael, take it away. Or just Michael, take it away. Very quick. This happens very quick. You get very used to it, okay? After a while, you may even start to see a little bit of something that, that blew out of them like a shadow or something, and then it's gone. Okay? Just trust that Jesus knows what you're doing. Archangel Michael knows what you're doing. They will take whatever comes off of that person away and put it where it belongs. So you can't like blast somebody and not do that. Okay? Otherwise it's just going to come back. It's going to go away for a second and come back. So I do it wherever I go, really. If I feel infringed upon. Another way that you can, so that's a direct hit. If you just feel like it's coming from all over and you're under some kind of psychic attack and everything's breaking and you're having bad dreams and you woke up in a bad mood and all this other stuff, you just say, God, send me your light, and I want you to bring it in and fill yourself up. Okay, you fill yourself up till bursting. And then there's going to be like a blast in all directions, like a bomb blast. I want you to picture it like a bomb. Boom. And it goes out in all directions, 360. Now you can control this light and you can tell it what to do because you are a creator. Okay. You brought it into yourself and you can move it out. And this is how a soul protects itself. So what you're going to do, we're going to blast in all directions, blast the entire house, the entire office, okay? Then we're going to pull it. If you're in an office situation, or if you're in a store situation, or if you're in a situation where you feel like everybody's attachments are going to see that blast and they're going to come back and get you, don't worry about that. Just pull the light back. So we blast it out, clear our space. And then we pull it back and we say, and we create a bubble of light around ourselves and we say, stay. Simple as that. Sounds like imagination. Everything I do sounds like imagination. Why are you watching me today? It's not. So we can do a direct hit. We can do the bomb blast, pull it back in, create our seal of protection. You can do this as many times as you want. You can do it at night to clear the house. You can pull this light in. And this you want to go somewhere where you can sit with your eyes closed for a minute. And that's all it looks like. You bring the light in. You feel your body till bursting. For cleansing of yourself of negative energy, you tell it what to do. You just, the basic commands. Remove negative energy. Be clean. And then I want you to picture this brown mist of negative energy leaving you and going back up where the light came from. Empaths. This is how you protect yourself. This is how you get it out quicker. For self-healing, you can sit on the bed at night. Bring this light in. If you want to do, like, if you got a knee you're working on, cancer, you want to tell it. I say fry the cancer cells. And then I picture like one cancer cell in my mind, disintegrating it to dust. And then we're going to do the same brown mist thing, and we're going to take it all back up to the white light of the Holy Spirit. What do you think med beds do? They have found a way, I believe, I don't really know, to accelerate and lift a vibration. And they may be pulling in life force energy, the element of creation, the light, accelerating that to a concentrated place, and then giving it a command via computer. And everybody believes so much, if I could only get the med bed, if I could only get in it. Well, why don't we do it now? There's no better med bed than you. We just have to get past the program. We have to get past the doubt. We have to get past, because what we're doing is creating a healed effect. And you got to try to, and that's the hard part, is getting past doubt. Now you create the med bed, you go in there, and we have been conditioned to understand that a device or a pill or a machine can get past all that for us and do it for us. Well, probably can. But while we're waiting, you can most definitely pull this light in. And even if it's just to be at peace, just say be at peace. You can pull it in and say sleep. I do this to people all the time. Nobody really knows what I'm doing all the time. I mean, sometimes when I get on the show, the Real News Live, I'll blast the shit out of Mike Barrett, because I feel it coming, man. He's in a bad mood today. Something happened. He's about to go on a rant. I'll just blast the hell out of him. Doesn't always work. But a lot of times it does. He knows that. Those guys call me all the time. Hey, can you blast me? Can you give me a little healing? Can you this or that? That's why you guys see that. Because I do this, and the people that I've taught over the years do it too. And it's not just me. Okay? So it goes on from there. The projection of consciousness, you can shoot into the hospital room or the grandkid's bedroom that is sick, and with Jesus, give them the same healing. It's all the same concept. We're going to pull the light in, and we're going to tell it what to do. But as far as psychic protection at the Easter gathering, practice it. Just remember, you hit somebody with a direct hit, you got to say, Jesus, take it away. Or you got to say, Archangel Michael, take it away. And they'll come in and they'll just take it away. Whatever came off of there, you probably never see it. If you're going to do a 360 blast to clear the space for your own protection, sometimes there's too many people in the room. You can't just go around blasting everybody and cleansing everybody. And you just want your own peace. You want to get through your day in the office without problems. Create your bubble of light. Okay? We don't want to do the 360 blast without creating the bubble of light. Okay? So, Jesus, take it away. Archangel Michael, take it away after you, with a direct hit on somebody. Doesn't harm them in any way. It's the most positive thing you could ever do for somebody. It's like a big hug from God. It's like a cleanse from God. It's like a vibration and energy boost. And that's the way a soul protects itself. Everybody needs to know that now. Not that anything dark and scary is coming. I'm never one to forecast fear, right? But we are living through a very tense time. And people will act out on that. And sometimes they don't even know why, and this is why they don't know why. You know, you ever come across somebody that just does not like you and there's absolutely no reason at all? That's probably why. It's probably why. What? Hang on. Am I still on? People are talking. What? I don't know what that's about. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Pay attention. Try to teach you something, all right? What are you talking about over there? Oh, they're talking about other ways of healing and things like that. Listen, this is the most natural way that you can do something like this. Doesn't cost a cent. It is your divine right as a soul. Each and every one of you have the ability to do this. Doesn't take any special ability. So you know what it takes? It takes faith. That's what you got to have. And sometimes when it comes to conscious creation and faith in God, we need to come in like a child. You know, well, I wonder what would happen if I did that. Go ahead and do it. You know, I used to do stuff like that my whole life. Like, oh, when that animal's sick, what if I put my hand on him and I just, you know, like, I didn't know what I was doing. It's just like, you know, be well. And then this thing pops up. I was like, wow, that was okay. I'm going home now. You know, stuff like that happens. Why not? We're moving into a time when we need to start saying, why not? Y'all talk about waking up. This is part of it. This is part of it. You can be your own healer. You can be your own. Well, it's God's a healer. You know what I'm saying. But we're taking his light in. You can be your own healer. You can walk around like a little invisible angel. Nobody doesn't have any idea what you're doing. You can be sitting there talking to somebody in a public place and they just sat down. Like, this happens to me all the time. I get in line and somebody else just start talking to me, tell me their whole life story. What am I doing? I'm blasting them. I'm putting healing in there. I'm cleansing them. I'm listening, but. And do they walk away better? Yeah, they do. And that's your reward. All right. Damn it, I talked too long. But it's important you know this, and I want you all practicing it. I want to hear about your blasting sessions. Okay? let's get to the questions. If you guys, I said I was going to do Ask Me Anything. Does anybody have any questions about this? Morning, Jen. You told me I'd be getting a new truck in March. Do you still see this happening? Timelines are approximate, and any choices that you make or they make with the RV can change that. Let me take a look. Tail end might bleed over into April at this point in time. Here's a perfect opportunity. I will take a look, but because you love that dog, that power of healing will be very strong. You ever hear the most powerful prayer is for a mother for the child? That's why. Put the light into the dog. Tell Jesus to be with you. Say no more pain. Be healed. You don't have to know how to do it. They know. The light knows. You have to give it a command. So whatever, it's much easier to heal animals than people because they don't have all these, all these reasons why they may deserve it or it's not possible or whatever. The animal is just either like, it is what it is. Yes, I'm sick and I don't like this, and yes, of course I want to be healed. Unless it's time for me to go home. Try it. So let me take a look. Jesus, James Foster's dog baby. Well, there's a couple things wrong. There's something wrong that hurts with the back ankle or back leg, and then we also have intestinal upset. And that might be from parasites. I see little things moving around. Okay, Megan Ang is going to Florida 2 weeks. We're going to have a good trip. It's a good trip. Memorable in a good way. Well, sometimes as hard as we try, we do lose some, but you can always try. There we go. Jen, you did healing on Levi yesterday. His appetite has increased and was more himself. What did I do there? Of course, I did it in meditation, and it was that I've got the classes to teach that. God's there, Jesus there, angels all around, call the soul in. The soul's done, the healing's done on a soul level, transfers down to the body. Jesus told me, tell the body what to do. Tell the body what to do. Put the light in. The soul knows what to do. Tell the body what to do. Alrighty, here we go. What do we got? Oh, okay. Best friend is taking on a new client at work. I can't even read that word. She's a carer. The client is unstable and prone to violence. Should be okay. She's just gonna have to deal with this kind of like a wild animal that's been domesticated. Is the way he's explaining it. Is that you're kind and caring, and the person will be open to love and care and all that stuff, but you're just gonna have to keep an eye out because they can turn and bite you at any moment. That's what's gonna be like. But she will basically be okay as long as she does that. Hi, Wally. Wally. You're just entertaining too much negative energy and negative thought. Okay? Do this. Bring the light in. God, send me your light. Bring it in. Cleanse it away. Empath. Empaths suffer endlessly because what they are is the way their body and their soul is made is they are like the air cleaners of the world when it comes to energy. Okay. So they unconsciously suck in the negative energy. That's why everybody and their mother wants to talk to you. That's why you attract negative people. Okay. It's because they feel great around you. You have sucked in all their negative energy, and then you feel the need to retreat. And then sometimes empaths can be very social but need their alone time, because what are they doing? They're cleansing away that negative energy and pushing it out clean. You push out clean energy. Okay, you're a cleaner. Do what I just taught you. Start blasting people. If you want to help people, fill them with the energy they need, just like a med bed, so their body has the energy it needs, and it can heal, or it can be free, or it can be at peace, or it can sleep, or whatever. What am I doing? Creating an army of angels. What could be better than that? That's freaking awesome. I just can't even think of anything better than that. I cannot wait to hear the stories. I really want to hear the blasting stories. Okay, I want to hear the results, because the results are like subtle. All right. Like, you heal the dog, you wake up and it's like, oh crap, that's not looking good. Wake up in the morning and the dog's walking around, it's eating, drinking water, smiling at you, wagging the tail, and you're like, Holy Mary, Mother of God, thank you, Jesus, for the healing. Every time I look at the cat, I say, thank you, Jesus. We have brought that cat back from like death's door like many times. Many times. It's just so fun. Well, that is a personal choice. You think I should concentrate on energy healing, frequency healing, or travel consultant business? Do what you got to do right now. Do what brings in the most money right now. The energy and frequency healing, that is your purpose. I can't tell you exactly what your soul purpose, but part of it, it's really strong with you. That's always going to be there, one way, shape, or form. So if you go into a business that you got, or a job you have to take, did I just miss a call? Hang on. No, I didn't. Um, that you can do that work there. Now, there will be a point in time where you can focus on that solely. Yes. But I cannot tell you what you should do, what decision you should make. That would be interfering with free will. Gave a man in transit, oh, maybe at the bus station or something, in transit, some money. Was he an angel? I never know. I never know. I've had that thought too. I mean, I was driving down the street one day and there's this guy on the corner talking to himself. I had $20 in my purse. It was one of those years when everything was really tight, and it's like $20 is really important. And don't get me wrong, we had everything we needed, but I saw him, and I just felt this overwhelming urge to go and help him. And so then, like, I passed him, and I'm like, ugh. And then I felt the remorse of not helping. So I went into the mall parking lot, went through this whole ordeal to get all the way back around to the dude that was talking to himself on the corner. And I gave him the $20. And when I gave him the $20, he like snapped out of it. And he looked at me and he said, "That was good." And I'm like, oh, that was freaky. That was really freaky. What just happened there? And then I'm driving away and I look back and he's gone. Okay, yeah, he could have ran off with all his little imaginary friends and went and got a bottle. I don't care. I don't think it was mostly for him that day. It was for me. So I can't tell you. There are many stories of angels. People pulling people, coming up, pulling me out of a car accident, and then they're gone. Absolutely. That absolutely happens. I can't tell you if that situation was, but if you have that inner thought for a moment, you kind of already know. UTI can't get rid of. Okay. Let me take a look. It's coming from the kidneys. It's coming forward. It usually goes back, but it's coming forward. You need to focus on the kidneys. There's something going on with the kidney. I would really go in and have that and stop. Tell the doctors, listen, you keep focusing on this and it's not working. Something's going on with the kidneys. I would go in and have that taken care of. Christine, not for a few years. I know the idea sounds awesome, and there is a possibility of like another you will have some kind of secondary residence somewhere else, like at a condo or something. But to actually pick up and pack everything up and move, for it's too much to handle right now, emotionally. Odd symptoms. Maria Pinto, oh, Jesus. It's twitching. You've got sinus pressure and you have eye strain. Two things going on. It's totally normal. But you need either a glasses prescription for reading or screens, and you also need a good antihistamine. Put some heat on your forehead as well. There's a lot of strain in that area. That didn't work. Yeah. There's lots of people, and there are people that stand out on the corners, and it's almost like I know, and I don't want them to, say that I'm not supposed to judge, but we have to judge a certain amount to understand if we're being taken advantage of or whatever, just for our own path. But sometimes I pull up on people and I'm like, is that your car parked over there with all those kids playing on the video games on their little devices and everything? And you're over here, you got brand new shoes on, man, and you're holding a sign. Now, and then part of me thinks, well, if the guy is down and out enough to be spending his day on the corner with a sign, give him the money, Jennifer. So it's like you just never know if you're being taken advantage of. But then we go back to what we were told about giving. Okay. It's not your place to decide what they do after you give. It's yours to decide whether it is good for you to give in that moment. Okay? Do you feel good about giving? Then give. If you feel taken advantage of, don't give. But to try to dictate what somebody does with it afterwards, that's in their hands. That is their choice. That is their path. That is their mistake or triumph, not yours. Yours is to be the one to give, and you put it in God's hands after that. UTIs. We're talking about UTIs. There you go. Absolutely. If it feels like love, it feels like a good thing that you just did, do it. If they turn around and walk into a liquor store or go buy drugs with it or whatever, that is their path. That is their mistake. That is their decision. You cannot control. You cannot give with strings of control attached to it. Lessons in Love knows exactly what I'm talking about. She gets it. Am I being guided by angels? Absolutely, we all are. We would have not survived day one if we did not have guardian angels. Okay? And some of you, men, especially the ones that lived in like the 70s and 80s and 90s, you goddamn know that. You wouldn't have made it. You guys are reckless. I have watched some guys. And I'm like, dude, you're still alive? I mean, like, I've seen you do so many reckless things. Y'all have angels. Y'all have guides. Now, whether the guides are all angels, I don't know, because most of what I see is angels, but that just may be from my path because of what I'm doing. Am I moving to Spain from England? Not this year, but you will. You will. All right. Oh, well, we're just about out of time. Let's see if we got any more. Let's see. What is this? That's not what I saw. Here we go. Is there to be a dangerous earthquake to take place in California? Well, there's always something taking place with earthquakes in California. I lived 33 years since I was born in San Diego, and then I moved up here in northwest. We've all been talking about the big one forever. Okay? No, big smile, not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. That's fear. And nobody really knows. Nobody really knows when that's going to hit. Now, if you're getting small earthquakes, that's good because it's releasing the tension. Now, would they do something, set off a bomb under the ground that would set off an earthquake? Not at this point in time. No. Okay, Smoky Kitty crying at night. Crying for a long time, take him in. Something hurts. What is it? It's on the tail end. Have the doctor look at that. It's on the tail end. That's all I can tell you right now. Something hurts. I do feel like it's internal, not so much structural, but it's on the back end of the cat. Take him in and have it looked at. Let's see, one more here. Dave and I separate. Should he take our cat Cinnamon? That's a decision. It would make things easier on you. And Cinnamon would be okay. Well, I can tell you that to help you make your decision. All right, I gotta get going. I got a full day. Yep, full day. So I wanna see people blasting. I wanna hear about it. God, send me your light. Comes down through the top of your head. We want to fill this up till bursting. You want to see this light get brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. Then you can either do a direct hit in your mind, in your imagination, put your hand out at the person, blast the hell out of them. Jesus, take it away. Done. Clear your space. Create a bubble of protection. Crowds, Walmart, whatever. God, send me your light. Comes down through the top of your head. We want to fill it up till bursting. Then we're going to blast out like an atomic bomb blast in all directions. Boom. Then we're going to take that light and we're going to bring it back in around ourselves and say, stay. You can tell stay for the rest of the day. Stay until tomorrow. Say whatever you want. It's up to you. But it's very basic. And then everything that comes out, you just bounces off. Okay? If you want to take that light and create mirrors that face outward that you can see through, that shoots everything back at everybody else, go ahead and do that. It's light of creation. Create whatever you want. But we have to start functioning as a soul. We have to start remembering who we really are. And that's basically God having experience as you right now. and as her, and as him, and as them. Okay. So we got direct hit, clearing a space, empath, pull the light in, create your bubble. But before once you create that bubble, say be clean and see all that negative energy that you absorbed all day long going back up into the white light of the Holy Spirit. Direct hit, Jesus, take it away. Archangel Michael, take it away. I want to start hearing about the results of that. Okay. I blast my people all the time. Katie walks in, grumping around and stuff. She's going to go off today for work. I just blast her. Be at peace. Katie's 21. Anyway, all right, I got to get going. Thank you all for being with me. I will be back on Thursday. Yes, I believe I will be back on Thursday. I will definitely be on Real News Live tomorrow with Mike Bera, as long as he puts the show on. And that's all I know. All right. Army of Angels, go out, start blasting everybody. And have a good day. All right. Let's get back over here. Now all the comments are coming in. All right, guys. Have a great day. Bye.